A college degree is no longer the gold standard for getting hired by a company. People feel hopeless about their future. If it's not currently worth it, then make it worth it. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to do exactly that. What's up, guys? My name is Q, studying neuroscientist at Johns Hopkins University, head of research and development and director at New Generation Myanmar, and co-founder of two community-based clothing companies, Lomia and Scrawl. Welcome to my channel, where we talk about how to discover who you truly are and where you get the tools to success so that we can build a brighter future together. Today, we're going to be talking about a kind of controversial subject, and that is the value of going to higher education to get a degree. There's a lot of people who are in college right now who are excited about going to higher education who are kind of regretting it. They feel like spending tens of thousands of dollars on tuition just really wasn't worth it, and they're not going to get the key to success, the key to a prosperous future that they thought they would when they entered college. Growing up, we were always told college is how you become rich. College is how you get a good job, and without a degree, you're going to be stuck working at like McDonald's or something. And now so many students are graduating from college and having to work at McDonald's anyways, and they're thinking, why did I spend so much money? Why am I in $100,000 of debt? What was the point of this degree? As of this year, less than half of all young adults think that a college degree is even important. And that's down from 74% 6 years ago. So people really just don't see the value in college anymore. And that's understandable. Only a quarter of people who graduated from college in recent years said that they would pursue the same educational path if they could do it again. Personally, I find this pretty tragic. College, for me, was supposed to be the place where someone could go to become exceptional. You push yourself hard in higher education so that you could choose the career path that you wanted, so that you could take hold of your future or whatever. But now after going to college, I feel like I was lied to. And I know a lot of people in my generation, in our generation, feel the same way. And because of all this and a bunch of other things, there are more depressed college students than any other point in American history. People feel hopeless about their future. Now, it's really easy to blame the rising cost of tuition and the increasing number of students that have to take out crazy loans they'll have to be paying back for the next 30 years. We can even blame the fact that 53% of college graduates end up unemployed or at a job that doesn't even require a degree after they graduate. But in this video, I want to take a deeper look at this problem. I think it's still very important for us to take advantage of the resources we have. If you're already in college or planning on going to college, there's still a lot of value that can be garnered from this experience. And if it's not currently worth it, then make it worth it. Try and get as much value out of it as possible. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to do exactly that. Okay, so the root of the issue is this. A college degree is no longer the gold standard for getting hired by a company or getting a high salary. And even if you have a college degree, you need experience. You need to be unique. You need to stand out. And if not, it doesn't really matter whether or not you have a degree. According to recent studies, the number of jobs that require a college degree have been steadily decreasing. There are a growing number of jobs that are more than satisfied with just certificates you can get in 1 to 2 years or training courses. They're more interested in your experience and your ability than the degree you have. But despite all of this, it is really far from the truth to say that your college degree is worthless or that your college experience is pointless. There is still a huge advantage you have over those people that don't get the college experience, that don't have a degree. And the three main things that you get that other people don't are the soft skills you get in higher education. It's the network of potentially high-achieving people in your class and professors that are already high-achieving in their field. And finally, the resources that your school provides for you to help you succeed. If you can effectively take advantage of all three of these things, you can make your college degree more than worth it. The $50,000 or $100,000 that you spend getting your degree can be thought of as an investment in order to achieve the high level of success you get from being in a college environment that you can't get really in any other place. When I went into college, my expectation was that since I'm paying this crazy amount of money, all of these things would just be kind of given to me. These connections, these skills, the resources, they would all be advertised and facilitated so that I could easily take advantage of them. But in this market, that's just not the reality. And in order to become an exceptional person, you really have to be conscious about taking advantage of these things. Not just knowing about these resources is not enough. You need to be able to effectively take advantage of them. And I'll show you how to do that in 3 steps. First, you have to pick something that you're passionate about. Pick something that you're interested in. And a lot of people confuse this with a hobby, something that you do for fun. These things can be your passions, but what I'm talking about is something that you can stick with even when it gets tough. Even when it's really hard, your commitment to that topic, your drive for that topic is enough to push you through. If you pick something that you're not interested in, when things get hard, you're gonna quit very easily and you're not gonna be able to excel the amount that you need to be at the top of your field. And that brings me to my second point. If you wanna be successful out of college, you need to be in the top 10% in whatever it is that you do. And in order to do this, you can't just rely on the education they give you in standard classes in school. You have to put the commitment and the effort into training and educating yourself. And beyond this, it's not just about memorizing facts and becoming really educated. You have to have experience. Find some way to get an internship where you can learn hands-on with projects or solving problems. And if you can't find an internship or someone to mentor you, you have to be able to make your own projects, make your own experience. That's the only way you can become an expert in your field and be competitive in this really demanding market. Now, the reason this doesn't only come down to what employers are looking for, but it also comes down to how your brain works, how it stores memory, and how it's able to recall it. There are 2 forms of memory, implicit and explicit. Explicit memory is the stuff they teach you in your classes. It's facts, it's knowledge, it's defined as things you can say out loud. But the second form of memory is implicit memory. These are things you can't say out loud. Things like skills and abilities, experiences, where your intuition comes from. If you want to be an expert, you have to have these things as well, not just knowledge that you can't really apply because you don't know how to. When your brain has access to both forms of these memory, only then can you really be an expert in your field. And that's what makes the difference between someone who's just a student and someone who's able to apply these skills in a working environment. With just one or the other, you can't be competent. And one more thing that you need to add to this expertise list is getting familiar with new technologies and tools. Your schools and your courses are based on a curriculum that was made decades ago. And maybe your teachers are updating it here and there, but how many courses actually work to implement things like AI, implement the new tools that are coming out or new research? A lot of these courses consider this cheating, but in the real world, you have to be able to use these tools effectively if you want to be competitive in your market, if you want to be an expert in your field. Because if you're not competent, somebody else will be. And if someone else is more efficient than you, knows more than you, and can apply this knowledge more effectively than you, then of course, a company, a person, a project is going to take them over you. The next thing that will set you apart from other people is to build an identity. We live in an identity world. When someone wants to hire you, they're going to look you up. They're going to see what you've done online. They're going to see your profile and experience. And if you don't shape your own identity by being online, posting what you do, and making yourself public, you're left to the whims of Google. You're left to the whims of whatever social media coverage is out there of you. So if you really want to stand out, you have to shape it in a way that makes you unique, in a way that's very positive, so that when someone wants to hire you, when you want to get involved with something, people can easily see the version of you that you want them to see. Now again, these 3 steps need to be taken in context. You have to use them to take advantage of the higher education environment, the connections you're exposed to, and the resources your school has to offer. If you take advantage of these 3 things by following these 3 steps, you can be successful. You dramatically increase your odds of finding a high-paying job, of starting a successful business, of pursuing the future that you want to pursue. But you can't do it by just existing in a college environment. You really have to step up and be more than that. Now look, you can listen to me say all of these things and think, I should not have to be doing this. I pay too much money. Why isn't society treating me the way it should be treating me so that I can succeed? And yes, our generation has a lot of obstacles to overcome. And no, they're not our fault. But no one's ever accomplished anything by sitting back and blaming other people. No one's ever accomplished anything by making excuses. If we want to build a brighter future for ourselves and the future generations, we have to step up and become exceptional. Everybody has their passions and everybody can excel in their own fields, but we need exceptional people in every field if we want to change the world or even this country. It's not enough for a few people in a few sectors to step up and be the change. It's time for Generation Z to stop complaining and to take action. That's how we're going to change. We're not going to change by yelling at people who don't care. They're taking advantage of us. It's time that we step up and start changing. But at the end of the day, we're inheriting this world once these people pass on. And are we going to leave it up to them to continue ruining it? Or are we going to take charge and fill the positions that they've refused to fill? Right now is an important time, not only for us, but for the future generations that are to come. We need to step up and we need to do something. Are you going to be a person who sits back and watches and hopes for something to change, for someone else to take care of it? Or are you going to take responsibility for the world that you're inheriting? Now, I strongly believe that the only way we can do this is if each and every one of us learns how to be our true selves. Because only whenever you discover who you really are, when you know your strengths and your weaknesses, when you know your passions, which you can be really good at and what you really enjoy doing, only then can we become exceptional enough to change the world. On my last two videos on self-discovery, I go into just these two topics: how you can discover yourself, how you can find who you truly are, so that you can become the best version of yourself, which again is the true version of yourself. When you can discover who you want to be and you know how to get there, then you can become the best version of yourself possible. So go check out my last two videos on how to do this. I talk about awareness and meditation. And if you can practice these two things, you'll be that much closer to discovering who you truly are and building a greater world for the rest of humanity. Thank you guys for tuning in today. If you know anyone else who's struggling with college and struggling with the motivation to keep going, share this video with them or share what you learned with them. We all need to educate and inspire each other if we really want to see a big change in this world. We need to change our mindset from individualism to sharing so that we can step up and work together as a community. Thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a like, share the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.